Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly game plan trade of the week video sponsored by T3 Live. I hope everybody's doing well. I didn't do a video last week because there were no trades that triggered on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. As I said in one of the most recent videos, I have to submit the trade of the week to our graphics team by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest. So I can only pick from plays that trigger early in the week. And the play that I'm going to go over just now triggered towards the end of the day on Friday, September 8th. So it couldn't be included in the weekend blog post. But let's go over it. The company was Newlink Genetics Corp, which I guess is a biotech stock. Stock symbol is the NLNK. The play was a climactic sell setup on the daily chart. It went up almost 150% in 2 days, which is totally crazy. But as you know, or as they say, what goes up must come down, which is actually not a true saying in the stock market, unless the stock goes climactic, and this one certainly did. I'll go over the entry and the play in just a minute. First, the trade made over $3,100 in 4 days, really 3 days and 1 hour. Triggered on September 8th. The source of the play was the black room. I was actually on the mic moderating in the black room when it triggered. And, a good number of swing trades come from the black room, which I think is great for room members, as this way they can participate in swing trades that are otherwise exclusive to the nightly game plan program. And there was a number of people that took this play with me that day. The POP, or the picture of power, was the climactic sell setup. Entry was a 15-minute transition C breakdown. Management was advanced. I always manage either on a bar-by-bar basis, and that's simple, or on pivots, and that's advanced, more advanced. The entry was under 18, stop over 1930, target around 14. I risk $1,000 per trade, so share size should have been 769, but I rounded off to 750. The reward to risk was about 3 to 1. Okay, let's talk about how to play a daily climactic sell setup. There are really only two ways. The best way is to catch it when the stock runs up on the intraday time frames, and I usually recommend the 5-minute time frame because it's not too small, like too small a time frame like the 1 or the 2, where you can easily get sucked into the play only to see it stop out. And it's not so large like the 15 or the hourly charts, where by the time the play triggers, the stock will have already moved a lot, and so you have a really, really large stop. So I like the 5-minute time frame. And as you can see, there was a climactic sell setup that triggered. But how good was it? I don't think it was that good. We didn't have 5 green bars in a row, which is the first requirement. The bars weren't necessarily getting progressively bigger and bigger. Volume was okay, but there was not a signature climactic volume spike, which is twice the average volume bar. So again, I think the entry there was okay, but it wasn't great. And unfortunately, by definition, questionable plays have low odds. So this trade would have stopped out. The NLNK did take out the highs. But notice what happened next. We started basing, and the 20-period moving average, that blue line, caught up to price and started flattening out, which is the first requirement for a transition C breakdown. And that's actually the second way in which you can play climactics. You can either catch them at the top if they happen to go climactic on the intraday timeframes, or you can look to short the transition C breakdown if the stock bases and the 20 MA goes flat. Now, unlike stocks that are grinding up or moving in a stair-step fashion, momentum plays create very little support on the way up. So when the stock breaks, there's clean air below. And that's what's known as a tradable void, which is really great to have on any trade that you take. The support on this chart can be seen around the $14 area, the base, and that's called minor support. It's a concept that we teach at T3. Here's the entry. It was taken off the 15-minute chart. Notice the nice curling 20 MA now pointing down. Just beautiful, exactly like how I like it. The call in the room was under $18, and I got filled at $17.98. The target, as we said, was around $14 because that was the minor support area, as well as it being the bottom of a wide range bar. So definitely wanted to take it there. It took 4 days for it to get there, and I had to live through a really nasty shakeout against me on Tuesday morning, I guess. But when you have a lot of confidence in what you do, then you can live through rallies that would shake most people off. This was actually almost a $3.50 pop in just 1 hour. I mean, that's typically not easy to hold through, even for a seasoned trader. Imagine a novice trader. They'd have no chance of holding through something like this. Now here's the exit on the taken off the 5-minute chart. Notice the wide range bar into my target area, and that's where I covered. It was almost 20 cents below my target. Okay, finally, this trade, just like last week's trade, and I think maybe the week before that and the week before it, is based on the basic unit concept. I really like to keep my trading very, very simple, as simple as I can keep it. And I like to keep it based on, and I like to stick to fundamental principles that we teach at T3. One of those concepts that is near and dear is the basic unit and the 4 stages, and the fact that stocks move in a 4-stage cycle that repeats on a consistent basis. It's an incredible concept. Again, after trading for over 10 years now, I still base my trading on this a lot of my trading on this one concept alone. As I said earlier, depending on how the stock sets up, you can either look to short the top, if you know what signs to look for, that is, or you can play the breakdown if the stock gives you a breakdown, which was obviously the case for the NLNK. Here's my P&L for yesterday, showing the NLNK. I had 750 shares, and average price was 17.98.99, and then the exit was today, Wednesday the 13th. Here's my fills. Average fill was 13.83.84. So the play made over $3,100. And by the way, I hope you know I show the P&L in my execution not to brag or show off in any way, but so that you have proof that what I teach is completely doable, and what I say is what I do, or rather what I do, or I do what I teach. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out there can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. So naturally, they don't have proof to show you. Obviously, I could pick 10 after the fact winning trades per day if I didn't have to show you proof, but we keep it real here at T3. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this week's video and found it educational. That's what it was intended to be. If you have any questions or would like to join either the Black Room or the Nightly Game Plan program, please don't hesitate to contact our customer service team at the number or the email address below. Have a great weekend, everyone, and see you next week. Happy trading!